Good morning, guys. I know what you're thinking. What? Two videos in like 2 days? Are you okay? I'm fine. But this video is basically based off me. So I sat down the other night and I thought like about me doing or YouTube and everything, and I was like, if I don't really tell you not all of my experiences, but the key ones, then you're probably, not gonna get kind of like a kind of relatable vibe. I don't know what to call it. I feel like I probably need to kind of share my experiences and what has gone on in my life a little tiny bit. This video, yes, it's gonna be happy and sad. I'm gonna explain some of my experiences and how I got past them and everything. If I haven't got past them, if they're still haunting me to this day, I am going to explain it. Okay, so I'm going to start the video. So my name on here, it's Gerard, is not my real name. I don't look like a Gerard, but it's not my real name. I'm not going to say my real name because I don't want to. But yeah, so I made this channel. I had it not planned. I always had a thought of it like for a year now, where I would make content like this. I tried to, but it didn't make any sense. I couldn't word things properly. I know last video was quite shit. Because it was quite shit. I ain't gonna lie, but yeah, I was really tired and like I didn't know what to do because I had a busy day yesterday. I was so fucking tired. It was insane. But here now, so yeah. Um, I am 17 years old. I know my age, like, like, not a lot of privacy of age, but there's loads of 17-year-olds out there in the world. I happen to be the 17-year-old that's making videos on here. So I am 17. Now, what really can, I think, not annoy people, but kind of get, like, people questioning, why is he making content at 17? You've literally lived, like, not even long. Yeah and no. I kind of get the reason why you'd argue that, and I understand why you'd argue that. But I've experienced a bit at my ripe age of 17, and I have, heard people, like, when they talk and everything, what they've experienced, and I've kind of made, like, a common ground by it. I'm kind of talking about stuff that I've heard and stuff that I've dealt with in person. So, with my experiences, the self-care understanding video was, I think, my most popular video so far. Definitely. I understand why it was. I think self-care and understanding is not looked at enough. But this video is not about that. It's about my experiences. So, when I was 14, I was diagnosed with a cortical desmoid femur, which is a tumor on my right knee. I know I'm smiling, and I know, like, you hear tumor and it's like, oh my god. No. So this tumor is benign. It can't spread. Um, it's not aggressive or anything. I am fine. It's just like a little growth on my knee. Um, but it did a lot, and it wasn't the scary part that it could have been cancer, because it could have been. We got told it was a tumor, and we didn't get told for like 6 weeks that like it could spread, or if it's like, if it's really bad or aggressive. We didn't get told it. We just got told that it's like it's a lump on my knee. That's a tumor. So we got like kind of like scared. I got scared. I got fucking petrified. That is one of the most. I think that is the scariest thing I've ever gone through, which is understandable. I can't explain other experiences that made me like that. That made me really like scared. That's the most point I've ever been scared of my life, because we didn't know if it was if it was bad or not. Well, we knew it was just a tumor. Um, but no, with that, it wasn't the fact that it was a tumor. It's what the fact that it did to me. I couldn't do any physical sport, even if it was walking. I couldn't do it well, and even if I did do it, it would hurt my knee. My knee would swell up into like a tennis ball. It used to be like I'm looking on the camera now. It used to be like that big. It used to swell up that big. It was huge. I remember how we found it as well. I did PE, physical education, and was doing football. And I came back from home and I said, "Mum, my knee's killing me." And we lifted my what you call it, my trouser leg up, and it was huge. And then we got a request in, and then basically I got seen. I went to the doctors first. Here's the thing in Britain: you go to a doctor, your local GP, which is your local doctor, and then if it's really bad, they send you to the hospital. Which I kind in some countries I can kind of get why that's confusing, but that's just how it is. Yeah, in a week, like they looked at my knee and was like, "I'm fine. Yeah, you're going to the hospital, mate." So I had X-ray, they couldn't see anything. They did an MRI, and then they found it. But it caused, I think, a lot of issues mentally and physically. I've always been kind of into my kind of sport thing. You know, I've always been kind of a sporty guy. Never been good at sports. I'm really good at walking now, I guess. But I was never really good at sports, but I like doing it and I could do it. I was 14 at the time, and I used to be in quite not good shape. I was in mid shape. You know, I was doing sports. It was healthy and everything, and I was happy. And I am now. I am now. I know I'm saying I'm happy, and as if to say I am I'm not happy now. I am happy. You know. And the thing is, how I oh, sorry for that. So sorry, that was really that thingy. Oh, sorry, so I'm messing about. Sorry, I don't. This is not. I'm not saying I'm uncomfortable. I'm just not used to doing this. You know, talking about me. I'm sorry if I'm lagging a bit. It does seem a bit delayed. I don't know. Anyways, I struggled huge. I struggled a lot, and I got lonely. And I'm not gonna lie, I did get really lonely. Um, I The thing is, I got really lonely, and I went online, and then online there's a few people there, and you do some stuff that is a bit oh. I was 14, and I was really lonely, and then I started talking to people, and then that one thing led to another, and I can kind of, you can kind of guess what kind of came out of it. I did do a bit of, especially with what you call it, women, you know, especially I dated. I'm not gonna say dated. I kind of had a thing with 4 people, but I think it's really awkward to talk about. But it's also funny as hell. I find it funny. But people, when I talk to people, they're like, "How do you find it funny?" I'm saying because it's my way of dealing with it. Don't do it. Do not do it. It's really risky. And as well, I got really down. I really wanted to meet the person who I was talking to. Couldn't happen because there was rather in America. I think I had one that was in England. Don't want to talk about that one. But yeah, the rest was in America and all that, and different countries, and I just couldn't, I couldn't obviously do that. But I got really down after one of my relationships, and then I realized I had to stop. Um, but I think one bad experience that I've had, and I'm not gonna get into details about it because it's not something that I really am really comfortable. Even talking about my family, even when I talked about it with my therapist, I wasn't really comfy talking about it. When I was 14, just turned 14, I got talking to an older person, and yeah. I was talking to an older person, and I'm not really getting into details because it's already something that I would really get into, but it definitely did some damage to me. A lot of stuff happened. Obviously, I can't get into it. I got asked to push it to legal terms, to get the police involved, and I said no. Now, why did I say no? Okay, so you may be wondering, so if they really hurt you, why'd you say no? The thing is about me, I don't like too much drama. If there's too much into it, then I don't want to do it. But when I dated this person for a bit, I didn't really tell my parents. Of course I wouldn't, because they're older than me. They was really older than me. It had a 2 in it. That's all I'm gonna say. And it was at the start. It was two, then another number. So yeah, you're gonna have to try and guess that one. I didn't tell my parents. I didn't tell my friends, and it was like a year or two after where my parents found out that I was talking to this older person, and and then it kind of like I think my parents were pissed off. Not at me. I've got really loving parents, and I'm severely lucky. I got a very loving siblings, and like I said, I'm severely lucky. Um, they supported me for everything. I can't thank my parents and my family enough. Apart from some of my siblings that I've not told that I was talking to an older person. It's not really something to talk about, to your siblings, because I want to have a fun time with my siblings. It's just I got really down, and I realised that woman was partly to blame for it. Talking to her kind of got me the feeling that I wanted to talk to other people because I felt loved, which was kind of linked to the other video I was talking about. The reason why I said that I haven't got that much experience with it is because I haven't, because it was on a screen, it was on voice, it was on text, so it wasn't really like a proper experience. But I've kind of like felt that damage, the thought that I felt special, yeah. So, but it's not just that. When I was 14, and when I was really down, this is why I think mental health does really matter. When I was 14, I kind of got low, and I kind of had thoughts, I guess, of I don't really need to say it, and I don't want to say it because it's something I don't talk about a lot. If you heard vibrating there, that was my phone. But yeah, I think you can guess. I got low, and I thought at some point in my life I was useless. I had like a mini, not an argument, like a moment with my parents that made me kind of like think, oh, they're better off without me. And it's just, yeah, I kind of had those thoughts, and I got low, and I, I almost, I luckily didn't, because I reconsidered it. Like, I reconsidered doing it for basically I was going to do it, and then I backed out, like last minute. I was an inch away, and luckily enough, I felt something that made me think I don't need to give up, and I didn't. So I'm here now, and I'm proud that I did. I'm proud of myself that I did do that. Sorry for this video being long. I didn't know it was going to be long. Yeah. So I became 15. I know I said became 15 like it's just some I don't know, miracle. I became 15. My 15th birthday arrived. There you go. And I started to look forward, I guess. Too forward at first, and then I kind of got level-headed. Then, I kind of had year 10, kind of was about recovery a bit. My tumor kind of shrunk, and I started to, kind of get excited about my life and how I want to approach it and everything. So yeah, I kept doing that. I kept fighting for myself a bit more every day. And then I got 16, then I turned 16 years old, and then I started to look forward. I was really happy. Yeah, I had GCSEs, and a lot of stuff happened in my GCSEs. GCSEs, if you're American or if you're from a different country, in England, year 11 is your last year. You leave school when you're 16. So you have a big ass test for all subjects. And basically it's key. It's one of the key things that you need. guess. I failed nearly everything. I'm sad about that, but you know I'm here now, and so I guess that's a good thing. So I'm gonna go. Probably. I will see you guys in a bit. Drink well, eat well, and sleep well. In a bit, us people. Thank you for listening, and thank you for everything. It means a lot.